All right. This is the Grumpy Meeple, and we are back with round 3 of Shelter from the Storm, the first scenario in Vagrantsong. So the Empress is adjacent to the Haint, and so I think she's going to need to really try to wail on that guy. And for that, she is going to use, let's see here. Yeah, she's going to use General's Orders, and she's going to put everything into it. Which means she'll get 3 dice. She needs a 4 or better. And if she gets 3 or more successes, then the Curse Bearer will get an extra action on her next turn. She's looking for 4s. Nothing else. Yeah, and if she rolls any 6s, then she gets extra dice even on top of that. Okay, damn, close. She does 2 damage to him. Or restores 2 of his humanity, I should say. Yeah. So that's pretty much it. Okay, so now the Haint activates. Go into our bindle bag here. Shake her up. Shake it up. Shake it up. Ooh. She pulls out a rabbit's foot. Now this is going to get interesting because that's going to cause the cycle track to reset, and I need to take a look at the order in which those things occur. Cycling and the cycle effect. When the number of any rummage token on the cycle track is equal to or exceeds its cycle value, the cycle effect is resolved by reading and performing the cycle effect text based on the Haint's current mood at the end of the current character's turn. After the cycle effect is resolved, all rummage tokens on the cycle track are added back to the bindle, and you shake it. So one thing that's curious is I seem to have... Okay, never mind. So the question is, though, does he take his action first? Yeah. Okay. So he does whatever he's going to do, and then we worry about the cycle effect. Okay, so he's going to do On the Yonder. Again, target the furthest vagrant, move to the furthest adjacent space of the target, haunting any vagrants in the most immediate path towards them. So I think he's actually just going to move there. And he's not going to haunt anybody. Which is actually quite nice for me, because now he's adjacent to the Curse Bearer. Cycle effects, let's see. No turning back now. Vagrants in the same train car move 1 towards the turned faces. Then vagrants adjacent to the turned faces gain spooked. Okay, so yeah, she moves there. She's already adjacent. Curse Bearer gets spooked. And spooked. If you end your turn in range 2 of the turn faces, lose 2 humanity. To remove spooked, discard salt. Okay. And then we have to cycle the tokens. So these all go back. And we continue on. So now it is the Curse Bearer's turn. Curse Bearer, once per turn after you're haunted, that haint gains 1 humanity. And it's actually unfortunate that he didn't touch her. So she's got Distant Memory and Old Knife Strange Blade. Distant Memory. The target gains 1 humanity for each of your haint effects. Then, for each success, the target gains 1 additional humanity. Okay, that sounds great. So I'm going to do that. Oops. So he takes a damage. Yeah, I'm going to put it all on that. Rolling 3 dice, looking for 4s. Two more damage. 2 more humanity. Great. All right, that's a pretty good start. Not too shabby. Let's see what the haint's going to do in response. Pulling out of the old binder bag. The old binder bag. Ooh. A candle. What you got for me? Shaken Hands. Target vagrant loses 2 humanity. If this wounds a vagrant, that vagrant gains the shakes. Move 3. Range 1. Need to check the rulebook again. Just gonna look up the haint. Yeah, so we gotta decide who's the target priority and then take this action against them. So let's see here. We've got the target priority. Nobody has special priority. Nobody has, and there's no action specific priority. There is a candle. Okay. Interesting. I think he's actually going to go for that candle. Place in an adjacent open space. Haints are drawn to the candle for target priority. The haint moves onto a candle. It moves and its move ends, and the candle is discarded. So I think he's actually going to go like this. 2, what did I say? 3. 3. He displaces her. Actually, perhaps I'll have her stay there. And he's haunting them. Which just means that they lose 1 humanity each. But the question is, does he actually do his attack still? Yeah, take the action targeting the next available target that is within the range of the action. Yeah, so the Empress will take 2 more wounds, actually. Lose 2 more humanity. Thanks. Okay, But that is it for this round. So we go to round 4. Everybody gets their tokens back. And it's my turn. Wow, she really needs to be healed. Or there is this ritual, First Blood. After a Vagrant suffers a wound, which means that all her hit points went away, complete the ritual. So I can complete that ritual if I just let her get wailed on. It's a little early, maybe. Hard to say. Is this thing even... Okay, so I am going to move and then use Old Knife Strange Blade with the Curse Bearer. What does that hate effect do? Oh, I'm sorry. If you end your turn in range 2 of the turn faces, lose 2 humanity. Yeah, so she actually loses 2 humanity. Interesting question about if I want to do Old Knife Strange Blade or Distant Memory again. I could have sworn that there was a rule that said you can't use these. You can only use these every other round, but I can't find it in the rule book, so I'm going to ignore it for now. If anybody knows if that's a rule, let me know. Target gains 1 humanity for each of your hate effects. Yeah. Okay, yeah, she's actually going to do Distant Memory because that's a guaranteed hit. So he'll lose 1 for the Hane effect. She gets 2 dice to roll on it. She just needs a 4. Oh, also, she would have gotten... Once per turn after you are haunted, the Haint gains 1 humanity. That Haint gains 1 humanity. Oh. I don't think I did this. So I think he actually is broken now. Not 100% sure. But I think that's what happened, which means the break marker moves to here, which means we trigger round 7. See how this is all just so cleverly, or event 7. It's so simple, it's so streamlined, but it's still totally dynamic. It's a really cool design. All right, so we broke him. Event 7. The whole damn train starts to shake like a wet dog. That can't be good. Each vagrant rolls 1 bone and resolves an effect based on the value rolled. Then remove event 7. Okay, so Curse Bearer rolls a 4, which means she moves 3 towards the round side. 1, 2, 3. The Empress rolls a 1. Yikes. Gains Spooked. If a vagrant's move would end due to an edge or terrain, that vagrant stops their movement and loses 3 humanity. Remember, when a haint break, skip the next haint turn and all vagrants gain 1 humanity. Yes, so we heal up. That's nice. The turn faces also have the extra effect when they break that allows the vagrant to rummage 1 if they choose, which I will definitely do. So what I'm hoping for here is salt, actually. That would really be amazing. She gets an iron nail. Two iron nails. Still not bad though, because that's a lot of damage we can throw around. Okay, so now we're all caught up, and we're back to her turn, and she's still within range of the Haint, so she's just going to do the exact same thing. The question is, should I just go ahead and use these iron nails? I think I should. A Haint within range 2 gains 2 humanity. Yeah, she's going to use that iron nail to give him 2 humanity. Then she's going to do Distant Memory. I think I already gave him that extra 1. For each success, the target gains 1 additional humanity. Yeah. So I need 4s or better. Ooh, a 6. All right, so that's 1. Damn. Oh. Maybe getting the order of operations messed up a little bit here. It's possible. I forgot to take damage or something for being close to him. I think I need to do this. Yeah. Okay. It's still my turn because he loses his next turn. So now the Empress is going to use her Iron Nail, doing 2 more damage. She's going to use the Salt to remove a Haint effect. I'm just going to put that there. I don't think that there's a limit on the number of items you can use in a turn. Any point during a round, but only use 1 rummage token per round. Okay, so make sure you're on that. So she is still very much haunted. Although, to be honest, I think what I would do instead is take the Iron Nail back and still cure this. Give him back his 2 hit points. Sorry, guys. Order operations a little messed up here, but we're still having fun, right? Okay, so what is the Empress going to do then? She's no longer haunted. She's got her 3 actions. I think she's going to do Strangely Resonant Speech. For each success, target gains 1 humanity. On 3 or more successes, you may have another vagrant in range gain coin humanity. And I'm putting 3 coins on there. So if she manages to roll 3 successes, which is a 4 better, she gets to heal, which is quite nice. Not to mention that would be a crap ton of additional damage. Oh my god! Triple 6s? Oh my god, what are the chances of that? She gets an extra die too. So I don't even have enough dice to roll for this because she gets 3 more. Oh my god. And she would get another one, actually, but it doesn't even matter because your damage doesn't flow over. It doesn't overflow, so she's doing 6 damage to him. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which breaks him again. She gets 3 hit points back. 1, 2, 3. Or wait, is it another vagrant in range? Yeah, so it can't be herself. And the break track moves again, triggering 0. Event 0. Oh, I see. Wow. Holy mackerel. That was a freaking blast attack. Event 0. The wooden beams that make up the train car walls begin to shift and slide outward, creating makeshift windows in the walls. But instead of seeing the wilderness or a train yard outside, all you see are bright blue faces looking in, grinning wide. From now on until the end of the scenario, the first vagrant to take a turn each round loses 4 humanity. Wow. Remove event 0. So, that ain't good. Okay, let's finish up this round with the Haint ability. Candle again. I don't remember his candle being particularly nice. Yeah, so he moves to the candle and absorbs that. The question is, does he still do his action? Yeah, so he attacks her. He also haunted her, which means she loses a hit point. Target vagrant loses 2 humanity. Yeah. So he does 2 more damage to the Empress, so she is wounded. I'm gonna flip over General's orders. She restores to full health. But I get the shakes. Yeah, lower your move value by 1. You have to discard an Iron Nail, which I actually have. But I don't know that I'm going to be able to use it on that. Okay. So now she only has the 1 ability left. And that is the end of the round. All right. So, moving on. One thing I noticed is that I have triggered this ritual, First Blood. After a vagrant suffers a wound, remember, by flipping over one of their skills after losing enough humanity, complete this ritual. So flip it over, and we see the reward. The turned faces gain 5 humanity. Holy crap. Gain 1 coin to use during the camp phase. Wow. Okay, so he takes a bunch of damage, and I gain a coin, which I'm actually not even sure what that is. The hell? I'm just gonna use a die to track my coins. I have these laying around. Chris Bear doesn't have any yet. She has 1. I don't know if they're shared or not, but I don't want to waste too much time right now tracking all that. And it is my turn. And the Haint misses his next turn because I broke him again. So this is basically over. I would like to try and finish this ritual, Strangers on a Train. As a team, remove 2 Haint effects to complete this ritual. To do that, I think I'm going to have her search 3 and try to get Assault. And if she can get it, then we can complete that ritual. She's not within range of the Haint in terms of taking damage. For Spooked. Because I'm activating the Curse Bearer here. So we just need to draw 3, keep 1. There it is. 2, 3. Oh, look at that. Okay. So she's going to keep salt, and she's going to use salt to cure this, which completes this ritual. The turned faces gain 5 more humanity. Gain 1 coin to use during the camp phase. Holy crap. Okay, so turned faces get hit again, and they are done. And I kind of don't even know what happens. I didn't get this far. So I gave them back all of their humanity. And now I need to determine what happens when you complete a mission or a scenario. Camp phase 26. Camp phase occurs after each scenario phase is concluded. It's a time of bonding, recovery, and preparation for the scenario that comes next. The camp phase is broken into 2 parts: teardown and build-up. Interesting. Okay, so first of all, I want to just make sure. Yeah, until the scenario's victory conditions is met, camp phase begins. Okay. And we have met the victory condition. Yep, because we broke him again. He has no more breaks. You are out of breaks. Oh, victory. Read moment 28. Moment 28. Moments. Okay. This is the first camp phase page. Victory and defeat moments. Make sure to read either of these. All right, so moment 28. Spoilers, obviously. After a moment, standing in silence, they each relax their shoulders and let out a sigh of relief. One by one, the turned faces begin to slowly vanish out of sight. You can feel the burdens lift from their shoulders, but yours are only beginning. If all 3 rituals were completed, and there were no vagrants who became westbound during this scenario, gain the cold shoulder milepost. After the camp phase, continue to the next scenario on page 5 of the scenario book. Wow. Okay, so there was some kind of special reward that I could have gotten if I had completed all 3 of these, which I did not. And yet still, we are victorious. And we have freed the poor lost souls. They are happy once more. All right, back to this camp phase guide. Tear down. Steps that happen in order, starting with restore humanity and ending up with cleanup scenario. Okay. Vagrants flip their card from westbound to normal if needed and restore all their lost humanity, placing their humanity token back on the maximum humanity. Okay, so basically they heal up. Makes sense. Haint effects and in-between effects are also removed from vagrants. Skill cards remain wounded for now. So any remaining haint effects go away. Just go back into the pile. Okay, and now we go into build up. So you can see it's broken out into the teardown phase and the build up phase. So number 1 is spend coins. Skills to acquire. Left, this little dance might help you move out of harm's way. Skill number 2. Right, looks like it's saying the early bird gets the worm. Looks like the saying the early bird gets the worm turned out to be true. Now, that is... I just want to make sure that there's no additional reward here. Because it's entirely possible that you could get to this point and not have any coins. It seems. Of course I do. I have 2. But... All right. This little dance move might help move you out of harm's way. Looks like the saying that early bird gets the worm turned out to be true. So I can spend coins to either acquire a skill, or I can spend them on these camp actions, like healing a wound, rummage, acquire junk costs 3 coins. I really kind of don't understand this whole coin system because they refer to these player tokens as coins too. What the hell are coins? Yeah, see, 18 coins. So are you spending these and then any overage? Seems like. During build-up, players pool their coins together to use as a collective resource, preparing for the next scenario and adjust the vagrants they're playing. These next steps are done in order. Spend coins. Suppose I should have read the rulebook. For this step, players are given multiple options and actions that are unique to the camp phase that they can perform. Players will collaboratively make choices during this step. All coins from each vagrant that played the previous scenario, including those earned from completing rituals, will be pooled together and used as a resource for these choices. Coins are returned to each vagrant during the witness the in-between step. Okay. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I'll grab a few more random tokens. 7, 8 coins. Get rid of this stupid guy. Get the hell out of here. So we have 8 coins to spend. During this step, players may permanently discard any of their broken junk cards, either attached to a vagrant or in their belongings, to gain a coin for each broken junk card discarded. Any coins that were gained from rituals from the previous scenario or from discarded broken junk that are not spent during this step are removed and cannot be used later. Okay, so you have to spend all your coins unless it looks like there's an action to bank coins. Players discuss how the coins should be spent. Each player should have a say in that discussion. Each option has a cost listed beneath the action on the camp phase, which dictates how many coins must be spent on that option. So you can acquire new skills. 2 common skills per scenario are made available to players. A common skill can only be acquired once, and players may not return to previous camp phases to acquire skills from previous scenarios. Oh, okay, so these are like a one-time thing. While players will not know the specifics as to how the skill functions before it is purchased, there will be some accompanying text to give them a general idea what to expect. Each new common skill costs 2 coins. Once the skill is acquired, all players should discuss who should receive the skill. The vagrant that is chosen then adds the common skill to one of their skill slots, removing another skill from a slot if necessary. If vagrants are asked to read moments instead of acquire skills, then any skills that we gain from those moments do not cost coins to acquire. Heal a wound. So you can spend tokens to get skills, which I'm going to do. So I'm going to spend 4 tokens. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm going to get skills number 1 and number 2. Because you cannot get these. There's no other chance to get these. So, I may want these. Of course, my skills are in no particular order. Because I screwed up when I was unboxing this. But there we have skills number 1 and skills number 2. Let's see what these bad boys are, huh? This is exciting. Okay, I've acquired 2 new skills. Skill number 1, can-do attitude. Anyone can be targeted. For each success, target gains 1 humanity. Then, if you're the first vagrant to take a turn this round, the target gains an additional number of coins humanity. Wow. Holy crap. So that could do a lot of damage or a lot of healing. Yeah, for each success, target gains 1 humanity. So you roll 2 dice. So you put 3 skills on this. You're only rolling 2 dice. You need a 4 better. For every 4 better you get, the target gains 1 humanity. And then if you were the first vagrant to activate, then the target gains another 3 humanity in the scenario where you put them all on there. So that could do 5 damage in a single round. Wow. And here we have the 2-step shuffle. Target gains 2 humanity. So this target's a haint. Target gains 2 humanity. For each success, you may move 1 away from the target. So this rolls coin bones. So this is doing 2 damage right off the bat. Then you roll, saying you put 3 coins on there, you roll 3 dice, hits on 3s, and for each success you can move 1 away from the target. So this lets you kind of juke out of there, but you're doing automatic damage. Very interesting. Okay. And you will note that these each have a space that they go in, just so. So who needs what? I'd like to give her 2-step shuffle. And we don't need the board anymore, really, so let's just put these here, huh? And then I will give can-do attitude to my friend here, the curse bearer. Okay. We've acquired 2 skills. We have 4 coins left. Next, heal a wound, fix broken junk. Players can choose to heal wounds on any vagrant at the cost of 1 coin per wound. Junk that was broken during the previous scenario can also be fixed this way. Remember, apples cannot fix junk. Okay, so I do have an apple. Perform a seance. Da fuck? Okay, so I guess I'll... Do they carry over their rummage tokens? I don't see anything about getting rid of your rummage tokens. So I will spend a token to heal that. Leaving you with 3. And from there, I can do any one of these others. Rummage. For 1 coin, player may rummage 1, just like the rummage general action, to carry any rummage tokens acquired in this way into the next scenario. Acquire junk. At the start of the camp phase, shuffle the junk deck and draw a top card from the top of the junk deck and reveal it to all vagrants. Okay. So you're going to find said junk deck. Lots and lots of cards here. Very poorly organized because I have not done any kind of organization yet. Let's say anything about tiers. Do you shuffle all of the junk together? There's special junk. And then there's these 3 tiers of junk. Let's look back in the rules and see if we can find a reference to that. I kind of don't think that there's any other reference to the junk. Setting up the junk deck. God, guys, I'm so stupid. It's like sitting right there. During the very first camp phase, take all the tier 1 junk cards and shuffle them and place the top junk card from the deck near DC to represent the junk he is offering during the camp phase. Vagrants will sometimes be instructed to add cards to the junk deck. Shuffle the new tier of junk cards into the junk deck before drawing. Okay. Yeah, so you start out with just the tier 1 stuff. DC is the cat. DC is a mysterious and supernatural cat who sells junk to the vagrants between scenarios. While vagrants may not know why he's willing to lend a helping hand, his presence is appreciated nonetheless. So we shuffle this up. Good old DC. Acquiring skills also increases your total humanity. How the hell does that work? So there's a reminder here Acquiring skills also increases your total humanity, but I don't see where that is reflected. Doesn't appear to be reflected here. I wonder if they mean just because you can take another wound, basically. That must be the meaning of that. I don't think it increases your actual humanity points. That's stupid. They could have done a better job of explaining that. All right, so junk. Place the top junk card from the deck near DC. So he is selling a piece of junk called the Makeshift Radio. You may place a coin here. If you have a coin here, Haints that start their turn within range 2 gain 1 humanity. Wow, okay. So that's interesting. It can do basically passive damage to Haints that are nearby, but it costs you one of your actions. So it's pretty expensive. I don't really imagine that I'm going to buy that. I don't love that. I've got 3 coins left. What else we got here? Perform a seance. For 1 coin per vagrant in play, vagrants may gain the seance card to gain a potential bonus specific to the next scenario. Seance card can only be used during the next scenario. Based on the scenario, the seance may be a one-time use or recurring effect, so make sure to read the seance rules in every scenario. Placed on the train board when vagrants perform a seance. For each scenario, seance cards have unique effects and may be used at various times. So they say that it'll... I really should have cleaned this mess up, huh? Oh yeah, look at that. So for future scenarios, there is a seance section. This effect is active as long as you have a seance card. Afraid man gains 1 extra humanity if iron nails are used on him. Discard the seance card when break marker reaches 1. Interesting, so you can do extra damage to that guy with the seance card. Very interesting. You can also bank your coins. DC, that strange cat, seems very interested in your coins. He says he's willing to hold on to some. Vagrants may choose to bank any number of coins each camp phase. These coins cannot be used for anything else during the camp phase. If they do, go to the milepost page, page 41 of the rulebook, and mark off a number of unmarked boxes in the banked coins. I see. Okay, well, I'm not going to write on this, but I will print the printable one. Marking off these boxes, they are not considered mileposts. Once a certain number of coins are banked, vagrants will gain access to special moments that may have long-lasting impacts on their game. Oh, I see. Okay, so there's like a tracker as you bank coins. So it's not banking them in the sense that you can spend them in a future turn. You're banking them in the sense that you're putting them towards this longer term goal. All right, so I suppose I should perform a seance. That goes right there, or right here, or right here. I don't fucking know. Yeah, so that will cost me 1 coin. And then I think I will have, just have each of them rummage. candle. Okay. And so now I can save my game. If players feel their session is complete, they should place the Vagrant cards, skills, and junk back in the box. To do so, each Vagrant places their skill and junk cards on top of their Vagrant card. Wounded and junk cards stay face up as wounds and broken. Take each group of cards from each Vagrant and stack them. Place them back in the box. Players ready to return to Vagrantsong, they do so by continuing the camp phase, starting with managing Vagrants and continuing with witnessing the in-between. So that's actually where I'm going to stop this for now. We are going to save our game, and when we pick this back up, we will complete the camp phase and move on to the second scenario. So I hope you enjoyed this. It was a little chaotic. I definitely screwed up some of the rules. This is the first time that I'm basically playing through this whole game. So beyond, messing around with it in Tabletop Simulator, but I never even completed a scenario there. Just got a sense for the rounds, basically, and how general actions work. So I do hope that you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think about this game in the comments. Does this tickle your fancy? Is this too lightweight for a boss battler? What do you think about the art? What do you think about the fact that this game is virtually impossible to acquire at this point? Any thoughts that you have, let me know, and I will talk to you later.